big of a fan base, you do have a responsibility. But I think a lot of guys, Simba was basically saying, a lot of guys saying, "Oh, that's not my responsibility. I never want to be a role model." But he was like, "You taking the basically the pussy way out."
Oh no, hell no. I tell people all the time, like, bitch, I'm like, first off, I'm not gonna allow you people to put me in a situation to where you can crucify me. Like, don't ever put me on no pedestal.
I got money on my mind, I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone. Gotta get it on the daily, all I want is dubs, you know what I'm on. I've been chasing after paper, all I know is run money marathon.
Capital Gains.
Welcome back. We have another one here. This is Capital Gains Podcast, where we have real conversations with real people in real time. I am DJ Bay, also known as the Prince of Hemp, and I have my partner here.
You already know, CEO Digital Billionaire Director of the Year. Did I say my name?
No, you did not. Say your name.
This is why. I told myself I wasn't going to smoke before this shit, and I did it. It's your boy Peter Parker. You already know what it is, man.
Oh, man. To my left, we got Day.
It's your girl, Daydreams, the credit queen, and the 10 side hustle queen.
Let's go.
And we have a special guest today. And if you don't mind, could you please introduce yourself?
Sure, Jem Brazil. I'm an artist, influencer, and, a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, Jen, can we get some claps? What's going on? I thought we was going to get some hoorays, some claps. All right, so we firing some people today. I understand.
This has been one of them days.
Wow, this has been one hell of a day. And here we are, y'all.
Excuse us.
Shit.
Excuse us.
So we're gonna put some claps in there, you know what I mean, to edit.
There we go. We get a studio applause. Get a studio applause. Studio applause.
We fixed it.
What's up, Jen? How you feeling today?
Good. I feel good. Just a little tired, long trip and swollen foot.
Swollen foot? What you mean a swollen foot?
I dropped 2 45-pound plates on my feet on Friday in the gym last week. Yeah. So I fractured one toe and the other one's swollen. 45 pounds? Yes.
First of all, what are you doing with 45 pounds?
I lifted.
Damn, Wonder
Oh,
Woman.
you was on. Okay.
Wonder Woman.
I see what's going on. She trained. Okay.
Yes, we trained.
So how long? How long you been an influencer and an artist? Like, talk to me about that.
So influencing, I've been doing this since, maybe 5-6 years? And I've been working with, Fashion Over Curve and some other local brands here in Florida as well, like Giddy and Touch Dolls. I've worked with them. And then as an artist, officially, it's been 2 years, but it's something I've been wanting to do since I was really little, 2-3 years old.
New to the game,
Yeah.
pretty much. 2 years. It's kind of new.
New, very.
How's your experience been with a new artist? Because we do marketing and we do videos for a lot of different artists from beginning to all the way in the labels. What's been your experience the last 2 years?
Last 2 years, a lot of learning, honestly, because I was with management, so I definitely learned a lot from them. Shout out to Moy Gang CEO and Rain. They taught me a lot about the business in terms of, splits and how to write songs and make sure that, you get all of those things done before you release a song. And also just learning patience, I think, was the biggest thing that I learned over the past 2 years, because you can be working forever and things are not going to come to you right away. So you definitely have to learn patience and learn how to have uncomfortable conversations with people and make sure you advocate for yourself. And
So how is it women are really killing it right now in the game right now, artist wise, women.
Shout out to the females.
Yeah, females is killing. I wish we could have applause for that, but I guess I guess we're not on point today, but it's all good though. We love our team. You know what I mean?
What was the transition like for you from coming from influencer over into the music industry?
well, music has always been part of my life. Like I said, since I was really, really little, I've always wanted to be a singer, an artist, performer. And I've been in dance classes since I was about 4, ballet, jazz, tap, all of that stuff, acro. And then even in elementary and growing up, I played the flute, piccolo, the cello. I wanted to play the cello because it was the biggest instrument they had. And, I was little at the time, so I was like, I want the biggest instrument. So I took that, and then I learned to play keyboard by ears. And, that's always been in my...
So music's always kind of been in your background.
Yeah. It's always been the thing I've wanted to do, and even with singing.
And apparently dance as well. So I assume you do a whole performance. Like,
yes.
You have no problem with choreo and anything.
No. I can choreograph. I learn choreography, freestyle, but I love to perform. than adrenaline.
As far as you as a brand, it seems like you have a lot to offer just outside of, just your music, because if somebody was to come to you for, like consulting or anything, it seems like you would really be able to assist somebody.
I think so, for sure. Especially
He always
with
trying to get
stage
somebody to
presence.
get an offer, ain't he?
It
Sounds like you got some offers on the table.
It sounds like you leaving some money on the floor. That's all I'm
Oh, you
saying.
gonna help me clean it up, right?
He's
Right,
like,
that's what I'm
send me the contracts.
Right, we got
Send me the contract offer.
Please.
2 minutes in, he already talking about offers. I'm like, God dang, can we?
I like him. We like him.
I'm like, is this not capital gain?
To
No,
get to
for
the
sure,
money.
for sure, for sure. We definitely gonna get to the money for sure. But let's talk about being an influencer first, because you was an influencer first. Like, how does one become an influencer?
I think I started before it got super, super popular, and I just started taking pictures because in New York, I think it was a different scene because I moved from New York down to Florida. And up there, I did a lot of music videos for like legends like Busta Rhymes, Jay-Z, Swiss Beats, Styles P, LL, all those people. So, yeah, yes. And it was a really good experience, and I wanted to do that with those artists because they're such legends in the music industry, and you get to see a bit of how everything is done on in that scene, sort of. And then also a lot of live performances with different artists up there in like Six Flags or at clubs and all of that. And then I moved down here, and it was a little bit different, especially because I live kind of far from Miami. So I wanted to make sure that I still stayed relevant, and the advice that I was given was to make sure that I stayed relevant on Instagram and social media pages and just be consistent and get your following up. So that way you would at least have a following base to bring to somebody, whether it was a label, distribution, an investor, and go that route, as opposed to having not many, So that's
Much that becomes your resume now at this for what you do, your social media, your resume.
correct.
And you got a nice little Rolodex. Like, you just ran through them names. Like, yeah, like you
Check.
So, New York or Miami?
Well, I haven't lived in Miami, so I can't really say Miami.
But you've been in Miami. Like this, I mean, you only, what, 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away?
Oh, an hour and change.
An hour and
Yeah.
change?
Hour and
Yeah,
change.
West Palm is up there.
Yeah, it's kind of
Oh,
kinda deep.
you north, but West Palm a whole situation.
Is
Yeah,
it?
it is.
I haven't
West
been to West
Palm
Palm.
is dope.
It's boring,
Whole
bro.
different.
West Palm. Well, see, I like West.
See,
West
he-
Palm. West Palm is money.
See, but I like
course.
Boca
That's true. That's true.
personally.
Oh, you like Boca? I got a lot of friends
Oh,
in Boca. That's
all the
Boca's
Brazilians are over there. There's
Is that
great
what the Brazilians
gyms.
are from?
Yes,
Okay.
Brazilians are in Boca.
Look at Brandon. He's going to tell it all. Look,
Yeah.
I have a story for y'all, by the way. Like,
We'll get right back to that.
Like Boca. But I mean, I think there's no comparison between the two because New York offers you something completely different than Miami does. And a lot of people come here for vacation, beaches, the weather. And in New York, I think no matter what time of year you go around, there's always something to do. So I think they both offer something special.
like work-wise, as far as being an influencer, being an artist, which one do you think is like better for what you got going on?
I think it doesn't really matter as long as you're in like either New York, like Miami, Atlanta, LA, those specific areas. If you're an artist, the main hubs. As long as you hustle and you build a network the right way and you really want it, because a lot of the times people, they'll do this for a year or 2 years and give up because they don't see the main results that they want. But sometimes it's going to take you a few years to get there, and then all of a sudden you have that one change and that one opportunity, and it could change everything. So I think patience.
No, straight up. I mean, when I first moved out here from LA, I didn't know anybody. I didn't even know Tanny. It was rough, and it took me a couple of years to start gaining some traction, and now here we are. You know what I mean? So no, that what you said is actually true. So you got to give it a couple years to actually get things in motion when you move to a different area, unless you're just cracking like that and you can just go anywhere and get it cracking. So,
What particular project have you been a part of that just made you be like, I want something like this or something close to that? Whether if it was you being a part of a video, especially like stuff like how Bustin' and like we all know, like he used to have the largest like video budget back in the day, especially with some of the stuff he used to do with Missy Elliott. So,
bro, Janet Jackson.
yeah, bro, like crazy budget. So like, what particular project have you just been around that was just like, this is super dope, and I know this is something that I want to do?
I don't know if there was any just particular project. It's always been the goal for me, especially, like I said, since I was little, I've been taking all those classes and music has been a part of it. But also my parents had a job that forced us to move overseas a lot. So I got used to not having a whole lot of friends and moving around all the time. And part of what I would tell myself, I'm like, this is good. It's preparing me for the lifestyle that I want to have, which would be touring and doing videos and interviews and just being in the studio all the time. So I was like, okay, that's good to prepare me for this. So
What's your goal?
to be a full-on artist in terms of, having music out there that is well known, also having a brand. So when you think of like an idea of who I'd like to be similar to in this sense, I guess would be like Rihanna or J-Lo. Because when you think of them, you think of a whole brand. You think of not just the music, but the fact that they have either makeup and, lingerie or clothing lines and things like that. Yes. Yes. And not just that, but like especially I love the fact that Rihanna gives back to the community and does a lot for her home. That is really important to me because I would love to do stuff for Brazil. So
You talk about that a lot. Even last time
Yeah.
we talked on the phone, you talk about giving back a lot. What's that? What is that with you and giving back? Why is that so important?
I think it's important to help others, like especially the fact that I was adopted and there's so many children and so many other people that don't get the opportunities because things just haven't worked out for them well in life. And I don't know how to put it, but I guess it sucks to see people with power and with all that money and then not being able to help somebody or to be able to feed someone or just being selfish, not that you have to give back, but it's nice to see people actually want to do that because how are you supposed to, it's good to help others,
It makes
honestly.
you feel good.
And it's
Not just that, but
And you know what's
like
crazy?
you had a good upbringing because your parents decided to, especially when you're saying that you're being adopted, your parents decided to enroll you into all these different, music curriculums and like playing all these different instruments. So is that part of the reason because of the childhood that you had, the reason why you feel like you were fortunate in that you were in a position, that's kind of why you want to give back? Because you see that there's other people that don't want to or don't have the ability to, and you do?
Not necessarily like that I was fortunate because obviously I'm very grateful and thankful to them. But I have a really strong connection to my country. And, I was adopted from there when I was 2 days old and then brought to the States when I was 3 months. And
I don't know if I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What country are you from?
Brazil.
Brazil.
Mm-hmm. And I was born in the capital and adopted when I was 2 days old. So I know I have at least 5 older brothers, and I'm not sure about after that. But, I'm just so proud of where I come from. And I may not speak Portuguese because I'm not great with languages. I try to do as much as I can.
How many languages do you speak?
1. I am horrible.
Wait, you're not bilingual?
No, as good as I am with like music and choreography, that part of my brain works well. But when it comes to languages, I'm like, I can pick up the accent. I can tell where you're from, but I may not be able to respond to you. But I can pick up some little things.
You got Google Translate for all that.
And then your family, they're Dominican, Brazilian too?
Well, my birth mom, she's like Afro-Brazilian, and then my dad, he's more of the Portuguese, Italian, Brazilian.
And you're
and then adopted by Irish American parents.
Wow. My mom's Irish.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's all over the place, yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
So whenever somebody asks me where I'm from, I'm like, oh God, do you want like the longest place I live, where I was born?
Shortest,
like,
yeah.
where do you want?
So, the point of this podcast, the reason why we started Capital Gains, right, is to like, Capital, when you think about gains, you think about being in the gym, you think about what it takes to actually grow muscle, right? And it takes pain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we like to talk about the pain that we have to go through to get to where we need to go.
Yes.
So what's some of the things that you may have like struggled with going just in the music industry, just last 2 years or just being an influencer? What's some of the things you had to like, were learning lessons?
That your time is your time. That you might see other people growing and they may not seem to do what you think they're doing or are supposed to be doing, but they'll have those opportunities and it's just their time. And you have to learn to have patience and perseverance and still put your best energy and best effort forth, like no matter what. And I think that's, really important because a lot of people don't have the patience either.
I'm going to take what you just said, right? I'm going to clip it and I'm going to give it to all these clients that I have that think that their time is right now. You feel me? Like how many people we know, they think that their time is right this second.
Bro, that applies in business and everything. Like, yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. I've even had to go through those levels of realization. Like when I remember I was, oh my God, one story, I was younger and I'm like, I was doing things I for sure shouldn't have been doing. And I'm like, why isn't that, you know, like I felt like I had a financial, you know what we all dealing. I'm like, I felt like I had a roadblock, a financial blockage.
This ad is brought to you by Capital Gains.
What's going on, y'all? It's directed here, Peter Parker, and my course, Guerrilla Filmmaker, is finally here. They said you need film school to become a successful director. They used to laugh at me when I carried a picture of my dream camera in my pocket. They talked about the way I dressed because I invested all my money in the camera equipment instead of clothes. And now, they call me Peter Parker, the director of the year. I know, I've been promising y'all for a long time now, year after year, but I've been working very hard on this course, perfecting it so you guys get the most value out of it, right? I mean, listen, I've packed this with so many videos, so much content that you have to win, right? It's a must buy course. And if you get it right now, it's just half off. And let me tell you what's involved, right? It's like, if you first get your camera and you're ready to start making money, I'm going to show you how to make some money. This course is not just about technical skills. Yeah, we're going to get busy. We're going to show you what cameras to buy and how to get the best quality out your camera, but it's really about increasing your income and 10xing your company. Are you ready to take not only your videography skills to the next level, but actually make a company and actually start scaling your company to make more money? Guerrilla Filmmaker is the course for you. I promise you, I've waited this long on purpose to give y'all the greatest course I could possibly give. So make sure y'all tap in, click the link in the bio, and join the Guerrilla Filmmaker family.
Like spiritually I did because I wasn't supposed to get a lot of money doing what I was doing because I would have got caught up in that lifestyle. So it wasn't my time to come up in that. So I had to go through these other steps. And then once I transitioned, got on the right path, made an ass load of money.
Speaking about getting caught up, I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I'm not from here. So when I came here, I got caught up. I ain't gonna lie. Like I went, bro.
In the lifestyle,
I fucked up.
Oh,
I ain't gonna lie.
Relate
I was
a little bit. What about that?
Huh?
Relate about it.
So when I first got here, right, you know, I mean, I'm in the industry, right? We go to strip clubs and shit, right? So we getting popping. I'm thinking I'm the guy, I'm not, right? So I go into the strip club and we throwing money or whatever, and I'm thinking that $1,000 is if I throw listen, fuck that. If I throw a couple thousand in my city, I'm the man. In Miami, they like, nigga, that's like the advertiser. What are you talking about? One girl actually took the $1,000 from me and just threw it on her. I was like, yo.
It's regular out here.
Yeah, like
regular.
All right, next. I'm like, yo, I got okay, I lost my mind a little bit. And just being out here in general, like you really can lose who you are in Miami.
Bro, I ran through a bag my first year down here. And then like, you know, thankfully for contracts, I did a little paperwork whipping. I did a whole year.
See, I wish I knew you earlier because like
I lived a whole year down here rent free.
My contract said eviction, get the fuck out. You feel what I'm saying?
No, CDC, they was looking out, bro.
Oh shit.
Miami is definitely not a city you're coming and you're broke here.
Yeah.
Yo, no,
Not broke
but you don't
yet.
know that first coming here. Like, you know what I'm saying? You think
Shit. When most people come to South Beach, they know. They be like, "It's how much a drink?"
Oh
It's
no!
like-
my first time coming to South Beach, I literally argued with my homie like, who's gonna buy the first drink? I got this. Yeah, I got this. All right, you got it for sure. It's me, and I got it. $40 per drink for a fucking Jameson. I'm like, nah, dog.
Damn.
We got to go.
yeah,
That's because they added the tip on you and they didn't tell you.
So that's
We got
another
here.
thing about Miami Beach. They automatically add gratuity.
But
Automatically.
see,
That's
for
from jump.
And they don't
anybody
give you the
watching this.
receipt.
They don't even give you the receipt.
So that you're asked, how much is it? 40. You
For
give them
anybody
40 and
watching
something
this,
else.
yo,
Yep.
you never buy drinks on the strip, dog. Go to the liquor store right up the street. Right up the street.
I mean, you buy for the experience. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't mad. I was just shocked.
I got you there for sure. For sure.
Are you coming to have a good time or a broke time?
I'm coming
great
to have a
time.
broke. Fuck that. We can go for broke. Fuck it.
Extend $40. I have my moments where it's like, let me extend my $40.
For something that you know is 12?
Yeah.
Right.
Hell no, not me.
Bro, we buy a $1,000 bottle in the club and it costs $50 at the liquor store.
No, not me.
Straight up.
Somebody else buys that $1,000.
I'm
Well,
paying
you really
for
just buying your
customer
name on the
service.
little thing that says it's coming out. That's really it.
Some streamers and
Right.
some sparkling shit.
I'm done
Girls
with
carry
that. We
shit.
done did that.
I'm
done that.
telling you, like, yeah, bro, like, in my freshman year of college, I got to experience. I just told him about one of them stories when I punched somebody when we was drinking.
Oh, gosh.
We got violent. He went violent on
He
that.
went
Oh,
violent.
man.
No, they had me drinking Everclear, and they was like,
Everclear.
yeah, bro.
Where are you?
Man, that's like death.
In Miami?
So I went to Cookman freshman year of college. And
Where's Cookman at?
Daytona Beach.
Oh,
Florida,
isn't
Daytona
that like a
Beach, Florida.
party place?
Yeah.
Is it? I know I'm there.
It's a HBCU. Yeah, so yeah, it was crazy. I just told you they had me drinking Everclear, bro. What do you think was going on?
When I think Daytona, I think parties.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like I went to HBCU there, and it was a private college. So they had us drinking Everclear or whatever, and we going to the oil spill. The oil spill is like it's when they have the classic, and then this is the the Q Dogs party.
Oh.
So and they call it the oil spill. So you already know people.
Oh, yeah.
They drink.
Wasted.
Yeah.
And they was like, drink the ever. We had an Airbnb. Before these was Airbnbs or whatever they was at the time. At some big townhouse. They was like, here, drink this. Then next thing you know, they was like, y'all gotta fight each other.
Are you pledging? Like,
This was some hazy stuff. It was some
okay.
hazy stuff. Yeah. But it was so like, and the person I ended up fighting,
What,
like-
did they know you was a black belt?
I wasn't in karate at this
Oh,
time.
you wasn't at karate at this time.
They were
They
beating
don't-
up the
but
money
my-
guy.
Yeah, I was small too, but I worked out.
Couldn't fight at the time?
Fuck out of here. You crazy? My pops was a Golden Glove, bro. The first thing I learned how to do was box.
Okay, I ain't know.
Yeah, they didn't know that either because they was like ding ding. My man swung, I leaned back. It was like 1, 2, and I knocked his front tooth out.
oh,
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I don't drink like that no more.
He's traumatized.
Earlier, it's just like it's not a fun time. And then we had to go to the party after that, and all I remember is me leaning out the car throwing up because I'm like, I can't keep this in me right now. Like,
You know what I hate, bro? Every time we're in a music video set, I hate when the artists get drunk. It should piss me off. Have you ever been on set and somebody
listen.
like people got drunk?
yes.
I was people.
Oh, you
You was
really got
thinking.
I was just standing by being the PA, and I was just like, open bar? Shit, I'll take a Hennessy. I'll take another one.
You're the culprit.
I'll take another one.
You're the culprit.
Hey, you keep them coming.
Speaking about it,
I'm high everywhere, but I keep my shit together.
high and drunk is two different things.
Too.
No,
Two
there
birds,
yeah.
are some people who can. Everybody's not. People have different levels of tolerance, and that's also something that's like the glorification, like in the music industry, of like the negative aspects. Like when it's a current thing, like now, like with the John Morant situation, is the music industry to blame for,
That's a good point.
the drug usage, the gun violence, because back in the early 90s, there was certain meetings that was had in order for music to take a certain direction in order to start imprisoning certain cultures.
I heard, so one of my old teachers from he teached at Overbrook High School. He told me he was in a music, I don't know if it's true or not. He was in a music executive meeting and he said they had a meeting amongst the top people about how to fill up these jails that they just built.
Probably the same meeting that Crazy Bone was in.
Is that true? I don't know.
I
That's
heard something
very
about
true.
that. I heard something about that. I
That's
don't know
crazy.
if it's like one of those like conspiracy theories. You know what I mean?
Got you,
we
got
don't
you, got you.
know for sure if the meeting actually took place, but it makes sense.
So Jen, what are you actually singing? Are we spinning the block in your music? Like, what are we doing?
No. I don't even drink.
So, what's your music about? Like, what's some of
I have a bit of everything. Like the way I create is I try to find a beat that speaks to me, and then I just start humming a melody, whatever comes easy to me. That's what I was taught by my old management. They said if it comes easy to you, that's a good sign. If you struggle with it,
Throw it
maybe
away.
get rid of that one and go on to the next one.
So
But,
no hot 16s, just
No hot 16.
I don't even know what that is.
16 bars.
16 bars. It's a verse.
Oh no, I'm not a rapper. You don't want to hear me rap. It's gonna be horrible.
We got a freestyle now. We got a freestyle
She said she doesn't drink. Otherwise,
Yeah,
she
I don't
probably
even
would be
drink.
rapping.
I don't drink. Yeah, no.
Probably
that's
spit
good.
some bars.
I got my bottle of water. Like that's the only thing I'd be saying.
I'm not mad at you.
It's good for you.
I just told you I'm good on this alcohol shit.
I ain't drank in 6 months.
But
Wish I had one of the buttons right there.
But what y'all think? That's dope though. For but what y'all think about the John Moran situation? You heard about the John Moran situation?
About the waving.
Yeah, the
and
gun.
that's the second time
So
he got in
is
trouble.
rap to blame for that?
I don't think you
Ignorance.
can blame music on one person's actions.
No.
Especially,
Well,
right?
What happened?
Especially if it's the second time he got in trouble.
It's the second time, yeah.
So,
Can
You heard what
I?
Lil Wayne just said?
No, I did not get a chance to watch the video,
Oh, you didn't
but
watch it?
before I do want to hear that. But there is something that you all can look up. It is called the doctrine of ethos. It is how music directly affects your behavior. If you've ever heard a song like "Nuck If You Buck," doesn't that make you feel it in your chest?
I'm like,
well, that's the frequency it's on.
It's the
literally.
frequency, you're
The-
right.
the
And that's
sound
called
frequency.
the doctrine of ethos. So people who create music and most engineers actually know this. This is the reason, the whole 808 situation. Like we all know, like music, we have an attachment to it, and people deal with things that they can relate to. So if you know that people live in these certain environments, and then you start sneaking in certain lyrics, how can music not be to blame to some extent when it is pretty much the
I wouldn't
catalyst?
say music is directly like to blame, but if you choose to listen to the music, you are the blame for picking that frequency to enter. Because I know if I'm listening to Lil
I
Durk
don't,
while
I don't
I'm
listen
driving,
to NBA YoungBoy or Lil Durk.
listen, I listen to Lil Durk, I listen to Lil Baby, all of them, right? And when I'm driving, I do have like certain songs. I'll be looking like,
Listen,
yeah, nigga, what the
I
fuck
have
you looking at?
videos
Like
of him.
pistol on me and everything. Like I'm ready to go.
Can I
But you
play
still make the
devil's?
conscious decision.
Can I play devil's advocate?
Go ahead.
Did anybody ask like the right questions about Ja Morant? Does he legally own these guns?
It doesn't
I mean, he
matter.
would be locked
Does
up if he
it?
did,
Does
right?
it? I mean,
Or
does
not?
it? I mean, I think it does matter. If he's legally owning these guns, is he
What
doing
crime was
something-
committed? What
What
crime was
crime
committed?
was actually committed?
He did not. In my opinion, I don't think he did anything wrong.
Right.
He didn't break any
He
laws.
violated the image for the NBA contract.
Right,
Got you.
right.
That
Was
was
it?
that was
Right, yeah.
That's a branding thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Because
And
they're a
look-
corporation.
And as a man, right? If you have a conversation with,
But I don't think that's in his contract though, because there was also it was a European NBA player who was, at the range, and then they also like Draymond Green, and then even like there's a lot of people who go shoot, but it's the way that which he was doing it, which I feel like they felt was distasteful.
Bro, it don't even matter
okay.
because when you're in the NBA, you technically still work a job.
True.
Sure.
You have a boss, so he could just not like it and not give a fuck about your contract or what's in it. He just didn't like it,
Yeah.
and you're fired.
Basically, yeah, it is a job. I mean, remember the
But then you
situation
can sue
with
people.
Remember the situation with Beast Mode, Marshawn Lynch. He didn't want to do the interviews. They fined his ass.
that
You
shit-
got it. You.
What he say? He used to say,
It was
I
like,
only-
I'm here, so I don't get fined.
I'm here, so I don't get
Yo,
fined.
That shit had me dying.
But it's true. That's a job. On the field and off the field, it's a job. No matter what you do. So you locked into those contracts. I guess you got to follow the rules.
And Nike just released his shoe from the application, same way how they did Kyrie right before they released him completely.
Seen that too.
Did y'all hear the Simba's freestyle with about the situation with John Morant?
Who freestyle?
Simba
Simba, I know Simba.
from LA. He like a conscious rap.
He's from
Dope
the.
shit.
He's not from LA. He's from Oakland.
My bad. That's when East Coast person speaks about something on the West Coast. Everything's LA.
That's like saying Nas is from Jersey.
Is it?
No, he's not.
No, I'm saying, is it like that?
It's kind of is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No disrespect to
And
that.
that's like if you say 50 Cent from Yonkers, you know what I
I got
mean?
you.
Or
I
if you
got
say, it's one of those things. What side of Philly you from?
I'm from South Philly.
So if we say you from the West Side, does that rank? Does that still apply?
North- But
that's
or
a-
North
that's a
Philly? Or-
city,
North
though, like-
Philly.
This ad is brought to you by Capital Gains.
Peace, everyone. It is the Prince of Hemp, DJ Bay, and I am here to give you good news. We have finally launched our mastermind. Go to djbaymastermind.com and you can see all of our exclusive content from podcasts with KRS-One, Hakeem Green, and we have ebooks, education material, documents, anything that you need in order to increase your wealth, in order so you know how you better scale your business model. Make sure you join today. Peace.
North. I know.
It's still the same city. You get what I'm saying?
But it's
Yeah,
different.
it's different.
I know, but if you're not, I wouldn't blame you. I'm a heel.
I'm being fucking with you, bro.
But that is funny though.
No, he's from Oakland though. He's
Okay.
from the Bay Area.
No, I thought his point was interesting, but
Yeah.
you know, I just think you know, people do if you have that type of money, you have that, you know, big of a fan base, you do have a responsibility. But I think a lot of guys, Simba was basically saying, a lot of guys saying, "Oh, that's not my responsibility. I never want to be a role model." But he was like, "You taking the basically the pussy way out."
Oh no, hell no. I tell people all the time, like, bitch, I'm like, first off, I'm not gonna allow you people to put me in a situation to where you can crucify me. Like, don't ever put me on no pedestal. I'm not
So
your
you don't
Jesus.
feel like nobody has a responsibility as, you know, being in the NBA or being a celebrity. They don't have responsibilities.
You should have the ability to opt out. Be like, I chose to play basketball, not be your role model.
That's the stance that Michael Jordan took. Michael Jordan didn't involve with no politics. You ask him about anything. I play basketball. Michael Jordan's never said anything about what's going on in
You get to maintain
mainstream
that right.
media.
That's like asking an artist to step outside of their scope when they signed up just to do music.
But you do have a responsibility. Just the same way, I'm just break it down a little bit to a smaller level. As a black man, I feel like I have a responsibility about how I conduct myself around other people, because I know what they're thinking every time I walk into a building, and I feel like I'm obligated to show a different side of our culture.
So
you know what I mean?
Is that for yourself or for the culture?
It's a little bit for both. I don't want to be looked at a certain way. I halfway don't care, but I don't want the younger generation to have to continue to go through that. You know what I mean? If I can change the course, and it's just by tweaking what I do a little bit, let's just say cut down on the cursing when I'm in public, then that changes how people view the next person. Like, well, they're not all bad, and that's fucked up still, but you're changing the view slowly but surely.
So as an artist, based on what he said, like, how do you make sure that you control your image that's being put out into the world?
I think it's just being conscious of whatever you're doing every single day and the type of person you are, because there's different personalities, there's different ways that people have been raised. So, you know, something that I may not agree with, somebody else will. Something that I don't do, somebody else will. So I just have to do best by what I was raised to do and, you know, my own conscience that I listen to. So.
Hey Jen, do you feel like, you know, as an influencer and as an artist, do you feel like you have a responsibility to people that look up to you?
I wouldn't say responsibility, but more like, I mean, the way that I try to think is I try to post positive things on my page. I try to be kind to others. I try to hold myself accountable. And even like with the past year that I just went through, you know, I had actually a pretty rough year. I had I was engaged and I broke off, and that was really tough for me. So instead of, you know, going back to the same ways that, you know, I would have continued to do, I went to therapy and I found out, okay, this is the reason why I allow certain treatment like this, and I try to correct it as opposed to just giving excuses. So I think it makes a difference on, you know, what you're putting out there, your energy, the way you handle yourself, your accountability, all of that.
Can we talk about that for a minute? Because I think a lot of people have had a rough year, right? So what helps a person, like what helped you really get through that? You said therapy, and I think it's cool that we talk about that, because a lot of people think therapy is not cool. We have to demystify that. Like, therapy is a place where you get healing, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, they give you techniques on really how to, you know, maneuver your thoughts and get out of your own way. Like, name some things that really, like, besides therapy, that, you know, you use your energy to switch it, because it sounded like it was a rough time.
Well, therapy for sure, and not just talking therapy, but doing EMDR, which is, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you either have different vibrating things in your hands or different lights that your eyes kind of like switch back and forth to.
It's like a sensory thing.
Yes, and while you're doing that, you relive a traumatic moment in your life. So, for example, my first one that I could remember that we think that could have, like, affect your life would be being adopted. And why? Because you feel like you're being abandoned, especially at 2 days old when you're supposed to have that bond with your birth mother. You don't have that. So a lot of children that have grown up like that, they end up feeling depressed or anxious or like an attachment to people. So I noticed that in romantic relationships especially, I would have an unhealthy attachment to the person, and I would always try to not stand up for myself, I guess, and so to speak, so that way they wouldn't take offense to it or walk away. And that's where I had to hold myself accountable, because even if I wasn't doing anything necessarily bad or anything to cause that treatment, I wasn't standing up for myself. So I had to learn to put my foot down and make sure that I put myself first and that I was worthy and that I know the value that I offer and bring to the table, and that if you don't like it, the next one will, or I'm fine by myself. So I had to
Can we
learn
get
that.
in studio for Jack?
That's great.
That was all that.
I have a question for you. Based on what you said, it seems like you used to be a little bit passive when it came to your relationships, and you, based on your evolution, you got a little bit more aggressive. Have you taken these things in your relationships and enrolled them into your businesses?
Yes. Like I haven't had a relationship since then. It's been over a year, which is fine. I'm not rushing that. I'm trying to focus more on career and just making sure mentally I'm first all the time. But especially in business, you know, having uncomfortable conversations with people that maybe you would have been a little bit more hesitant to have, or not said all of the things that you wanted to say, I've learned to speak up more for myself. And, you know, I want to change, because I know you mentioned being aggressive. You can stand up for yourself without being aggressive. You can make a point without coming across like hostile or to somebody, you know? So I think it's important that the way that you deliver those responses and those conversations is going to mean all the difference in the world on how it's taken.
Absolutely.
And it's helped me with my networking and not burning bridges after a relationship is done, in that sense, in business sense, that you're still able to have that friendship after, or that connection where you're still in good standing and able to look out for each other, be like, hey, like, you know, I still support you, and oh, you need me to repost this? I got you. Like, it makes a big difference. Whereas before in the past, I would have probably held off on conversations and, you know, not addressed it.
Yeah.
So that's opened up a lot more doors for you just by you being able to communicate on that level.
I think it's called being assertive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being assertive.
So where can we find some of your art?
Well, my Instagram is jen.brasil, so jen.brasil. And I haven't fully officially released my music yet, but I have some clips of music videos and performances and things on there, along with some dance clips and my pictures.
So, I'm about to say, you got something you want to ask her?
What?
Because you already know. I'm about to go back to the offers.
No, this is what we're here for. Like, you know what I'm saying?
So if somebody wanted to, you know, based on some of the things that I heard you say, if there was a young up and coming artist and they wanted to reach out to you, would you be open to something like that?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I would love to hear like whatever their ideas are, and you know, if we could come up with something dope.
Do you teach dance?
I used to when I was younger.
Okay.
Yeah, and I
You said it like,
You sound like, nah, I ain't doing that shit no more.
it's stressful.
I'm married to a dance instructor.
Oh yeah, so you know.
I have so many dance trophies. Like,
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's intense, and the sass, the attitude.
Man, I done came home in the living room full of little young girls. I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm like, they over there doing hair, putting tutus together and stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy I got a daughter. I got all boys.
Yeah. That's stressful.
Dance is a whole lifestyle. And like, so you don't offer anything in the choreography realm?
I don't teach or anything, but I can do some, you know, choreographies if needed. I can help people with stage presence. I also learn choreography myself. I still take dance classes at different locations.
That's a very important thing what you said that people skip over, because people's stage presence suck.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they really need coaching in that area. It's just like how, like, even what we're doing, like, to some extent, like, everybody can't do this. Yeah. You need to kind of be coached in how to speak and be able to carry conversations and engage with individuals. So, like, yeah, like, you have a very, like, you're high value in the things that you offer, because you're just not somebody who makes music. So it's like, yeah.
I think another thing that we kind of skipped over is the fact that she's still taking classes. You know what I mean? Like, you're still perfecting your craft and getting better at it and learning more. You know, you just haven't plateaued. You still want to learn more in that.
Further increasing your value.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You have to, because you can never be complacent. Never, because somebody else is going to surpass you, and there's always other people that are going to be hungrier. So you have to make sure that you do your part. So whether it's the gym, whether it's reading and taking care of myself mentally, whether it's making sure I drink enough water and not drink the alcohol, and, you know, spiritual health as well. Like, you have to do all of it.
Yep, satisfaction is for suckers. I say it all the time, and I have another saying: "Brakes is for bitches and cars."
What?
I'm like, no, we don't. Do you see the?
He went left.
Do you see the shirt? There is no going left, because why am I stopping? Why am I taking breaks? Like, I'm not a B word. I'm not a car. You know, like what am I stopping for? What am I satisfied for? You know, I'm young. Like, I need to keep grinding, pushing. So it's okay. It took y'all a little bit to catch up. I got you.
So question, what does fuck the free lunch mean? Can you describe it? 'Cause I'm just trying to figure it out.
Oh man, so fuck the free lunch. This is actually one of my favorite 48 laws of power, and it's despise the free lunch. Because if you truly know your value, and let's say me, like, I have a multi-trillion-dollar brain, right? And then somebody be like, I want to take you out to lunch, young man. You know, let me pick your brain. Like, so you think that $40 is the $40 and like probably like 60. You know, we vegan. It's a little expensive. So, you know, $60. I like cake too, so probably 80. You think that's enough? You think that's enough for everything that's in my brain? And a lot of people will try and barter you in that aspect, like, you know, I'll take you out to lunch. So it's really about knowing your value. And that was the reason why I decided to create this brand, because I know my value enough to say, fuck the free lunch. Yeah. I'm like, if you really want to sit down and, you know, like, pick my brain, reciprocate with me.
Right.
Especially when your time is priceless and you can't get it back.
Exactly.
I think another part of that is also noticing the value in other things too. You know what I mean? And not trying to skip out on it or pay less for what it is. You know what I mean? So you could, it's another way to look at that. Despise the free lunch, right?
Yeah. And like, it's you as the individual, sometimes you have to see the value, because shit, it may be beneficial to sit with this individual. They may have a net worth higher than yours, and they be like, I want to take you out to lunch, young man. So that may be one of them lunches. I'd be like, no, don't fuck this one. Let's take this lunch.
Pay what it costs.
Look though,
pay what it costs.
And why in the minority community, a lot of times I've noticed, you know, minorities want discounts for a lot of things. What's up with that? Especially when it comes to like small businesses.
You asking me?
I'm asking the whole.
Okay.
I can explain, because within our community, we don't do what we're supposed to do. So therefore, we're looking for it in another capacity. Because if we had enough businesses in order to patronize, and we kept enough money within our economy, we wouldn't be asking for discounts. But that we instantly give the money away. You go get bread. You go get gas. Girl go get bread. She go get some hair. Go get her nails done. Instantly going out of our community.
We don't keep it in our community.
Hell no, it goes out. We're the only people that our dollar instantly goes out of our community as soon as we get it.
Because when so you say you have a lady that does nails. You when you go there, or you got a homie that cut hair. When you go there, you're like, man, come on, hey man, hook me up, man, hook me up.
But you won't do that.
You would never do, because you can't go to Louis Vuitton and do that. You can't go to Gucci and do that.
But are they wrong?
You can't go to McDonald's to do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't even go to McDonald's. So
what makes them wrong for asking for a discount when we don't have the infrastructure in order to acquire wealth, because we don't have enough businesses within our system? So are they wrong for asking for discounts, or should everybody have a business, that way they can barter with each other?
Yeah, that's a next level question. I don't even know how to answer that in one sitting right now. That's a whole conversation.
That's very valid.
No, is it?
And I'm a business owner. I discount shit all the time, but I also I want to help people grow businesses.
All right, when it comes to business, I think it should just be about respect, right? Like, for example, let's just say if I'm a record label, right, and I offer you, let's say, you know, a certain amount of money to sign you, right? A lot of artists these days are going to the internet like, F this motherfucker, he tried to offer me this little bit of money, and didn't look at it like, well, okay, just come with me with a counter offer. Why do you feel like you're worth like, why do you feel like you're worth more? And then, you know, it's business, right? But a lot of times we go straight to social media and we're going to talk shit, you know, because we feel like we deserve something more without presenting a different offer.
A lot of people don't understand that in business, that you have the ability to present a counter offer, because all you know is a lot of people are coming from nothing, bro. And they was like, somebody's offering, like, use the Wu-Tang situation as an example. They was getting offered like low, like $10,000 contracts and stuff back then. That's a lot of money to children back in the day. So them not knowing no better, they be like, yo, this can change my life. This can change my family. They're not thinking, yo, I come back with a counter offer and then they say, forget me. And then I end up, that's more so what they thinking. A counter offer, I end up losing the deal because that has happened before. I tell people all the time, especially when it comes to like the OnlyFans situation, I'm be like, yo, it's a whole bunch of girls out here doing it. What makes you special? Like literally.
But my thing is, I feel like you can't be scared to say no and walk away from a deal.
No,
You know what I mean?
sure
For your
can.
worth.
Because we see the value. We're talking about seeing the value in things, seeing the value in yourself, and also the other things. If you see the value in yourself, you have to know when to walk away. You know, so.
Oh yeah. I just fired some people the other day.
Well, he didn't see their value.
They thought they could play with me. I'm like, man, I'm the one paying. I'm like, ain't no, this is no debate. There's no argument. Not when I'm the one sending cash apps around.
So, Jen, who's in your playlist right now? Like, who's your artist that you're listening to right now? What are some of your influences?
My top 3 favorite artists, it would be Craig David, Cranium, and Chris Brown. Those are my top 3.
That's interesting.
And then I listen to a lot of like Afro beats, Afro fusion, and a lot of Brazilian music. So samba, batucada, pagode, all that stuff. So like the MC Cavino, let's see, Anitta we listen to. Then a lot of Burna Boy, Davido,
Burna Boy's dope.
Fireboy.
Yeah, they're hard.
WizKid, all of that, yeah.
So is that what your music is that kind of what your music is in that genre range, you think?
I actually haven't limited myself to one genre, so I have like a little like electronic song. I have one that's a Brazilian Afrobeats type of song. I have another one that's dancehall. I've R&B. I've got drill with R&B over it. So.
Whoa.
So would you
drill
say
R&B? That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Do you have a timeline on when you think you're gonna be releasing a project?
It depends on a team and everything, and making sure it's done properly. But I don't want to just release something and it not be the quality that I want it to be, because I want to make sure that whatever I put out there, it represents me, represents my brand, and represents the time that I've spent with those words and what it means to me. So I want to make sure it's the right way when I put it out, and that you're also not waiting like months and months and months for another release. So I want to make sure that there's a proper plan.
Do you feel?
They're back. We're back.
Do you feel like because of the type of music that you are putting into the world that you don't necessarily have a timeline and you can just like release it and it becomes time? Are you planning on making like timeless music more so?
I hope so. I think any artist's goal is to be timeless and to be, a household name and, to have longevity. I think that's a main goal for most artists. So I want to make sure that whatever I make, like I said, has the quality, that it's catchy, that it's something that you want to hear, that, you can hear when you're out at a brunch or when you're chilling at home or driving in the car. You want to have something for everybody.
No, okay, now I get you, because Rihanna is that.
And Chris Brown too.
Yes, like these are literally pop artists and also hip hop R&B artists that you will hear in almost any setting on movies, TV. So I understand exactly what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not just saying it's a lot of money in being that type of artist.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You have to be a chameleon.
Yeah, you have to be able to like fit into all these different genres and narratives for it, and then be acceptable for multiple brands. So like I see the business playing it. As an artist, if I was an artist, I would work to fit into that narrative because I see it to be the most monetarily beneficial, regardless of whatever demographic I come from.
You would go Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I would go
For the check.
Billie Eilish went Disney.
For the check, yeah.
Taylor Swift went Disney. All they went Disney.
But another thing is,
that's the bad.
I would definitely work on my Portuguese if I was you, though.
Oh yeah, I'm
I would
trying. I've
definitely go bilingual for sure.
Speaking of brands, how did you get in touch with Fashion Nova?
That was actually an old PR person that I was friends with. His name's Warren Morris, and he actually helped me with that before I moved from New York. So he reached out and somehow worked out.
And then with Touch Dolls, did they reach out and they started seeing your pictures and things like that?
I think I reached out to them, and that was, we did like 1 or 2 different collaborations. I've worked with Giddy. So yeah.
When you say explain a little bit. When you got in touch with them, did you email them, inbox them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always email, and then I always, introduce myself, ask them how they're doing, obviously being polite makes a difference as opposed to, hey, like check my page, you should hire me. Like,
And right away they got back to you?
usually.
Wow, that's
and,
amazing.
you know, obviously include your resume of what you're doing, your social media handles, pictures, and
So do you think having hundreds of thousands of followers has helped?
it helps.
Yeah.
But at the time, I don't think I had as many. So I think it's just the way you approach people as well, you know, thanking them for their time,
Right.
for, you know, reading the email, things like that makes a big difference.
So for people who, like the young girls that's coming behind you that don't have a big following, what kind of advice would you give them? Because they may see your page and like, of course she got that. She's got 200-something thousand followers, but you just said you didn't have that type of page. So what would you give, what kind of advice would you give them? Like coming up and, you know, knowing that they don't have maybe but 5,000 followers, but they would love to do what you're doing.
I would say just like with any realm of things, whether it's sports, modeling, music, dance, whatever, figure out who your favorite artist or influencer is. Look at their page, study it, see how they post, see, you know, what types of brands they work with, see how they're captioning their photos, see how they respond to the people that are following them as well. Do they ignore all the comments? Do they like them? Do they respond with, you know, something that's actually engaging? Or is it
Right.
just like a thank you or emoji, you know, something that not necessarily lazy, but, you know, it's not personal.
Personable. Yeah.
So I think for them, that would be the first set of homework. And then from there, learn how to pose, learn how to be comfortable in front of a camera and have conversations and show your personality, and then start being consistent. So whether it's networking and finding, you know, maybe other friends that are interested in doing this and actually serious about it, and then helping each other take content on a regular basis, or networking to other photographers or videographers and asking if they want to work. Before they used to call it S for S, like, you know, time or TFP,
shout out
time
for
for
shout
print.
out.
Yeah, that type of thing. So, you know, just that and just being consistent and not giving up.
Of that.
No, can we get some noise? She
Yeah,
just
dropped
gave
all
up.
the gems like
Like, yo, like she just tell somebody how to get a bag.
I just wanna apologize. Like usually our producer team is like so on point and they're not treating you right today. So I just want to apologize on Capital Gains' behalf.
That laugh.
Yo,
We're doing good.
What was that laugh?
I think, yeah, we got a rookie on the board here. Yeah, I don't know. What's the fuck's going
He's
on?
hiding.
You know. All right, but anyway.
Well, she was speaking about shout out for shout outs, and she said something about like content day. You've got content day coming up.
Yeah, we got content day coming up. We got a bunch of content days coming up, but one.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's a reoccurring thing.
Yeah, 100%. You know.
I'm sorry, what's content day?
Oh my god.
Here go Tanner.
Here go the people in the
Give up his gems
background.
before we even get it going. You know what I mean? Want to give everybody else the game. You know what I mean? No. So content day is basically where we get a decent amount of influencers and we have some really dope brands, and we just kind of, you know, put dope ideas out for brands to buy the idea, right? So a lot of times when you see like a Pepsi commercial, Coca-Cola commercial, somebody had to come up with that idea for the product. But what we do is we come up with the idea before it even exists, and then give the idea to the client. So they don't even. We're basically coming to you with the full package. We're coming to you with the influencer. We're coming to you with the commercial, the content, and pretty much everything. And now you're just ready to go. So that's content day, and that's what we got coming up. And I think Jen's gonna be part of it too.
I'm about to say, music wise, you can look at it like a cash money deal. You know, like you come to the table with all your stuff together, and then you like, oh, I'm forced to give you some type of money in a good contractual situation. So that's, you come to the table with leverage.
There we go. All right.
I didn't want to. I was about to say something smart. No, but yeah, you know, this is dope. I'm glad you got a chance. I'm glad you came here.
Thank
you
you
know,
for
that
having
was a
me.
long drive. By the way, where can people find you at?
Instagram, it's jen.brasil. You can also find me on TikTok, the same handle as well.
And before we close out, every time I go to your page, I automatically assume you got your own clothing line. Is that coming soon, or do you have your own clothing line?
Oh, no, it might be in the works.
Okay, we might have to talk about that. Oh, okay.
So you need a manufacturer, huh?
Manufacturer, maybe some marketing
Just
team.
Designers reach
Sounds
out
like
to
some
her.
digital billionaire talk right here.
Her handle will be down below.
Right.
Check her out.
Yeah. So close out, DJ. What were we talking about? Man?
So, once again, this is Capital Gains Podcast, where we have real conversations with real people in real time. And I am DJ Bay, the Prince of Hemp, and this is my partner.
I'm gonna say it this time. Peter Parker, CEO Digital Bank.
And then we have to my left,
Daydreams, Queen of Credit.
and once again, we want to thank our illustrious guests for coming and visiting with us again.
Thank you.
Jen Brazil, artist, influencer.
Now they get it right at the end.
I think
Capital Gains.